Hi, everyone, and welcome to our summit, Building a Data Science Career. We are so excited that you are here with us today. We have a very packed program of excellent speakers from the industry, as well as people recruiting for the industry to share their insights with you today. This is the second day of our two-day summit. Yesterday, we also opened up there is a recording of yesterday's sessions on our YouTube channel. But today we will have around 5 or 6 additional speakers to share their insights with you. My name is Lara. I am the community manager at European Leadership University, and we are co-organizing this summit with AIGENTS. As a community manager for ELU, we are a next generation university offering online tech degrees with a focus on bridging the skills gap. So all our programs are very practical, experiential, and competency focused, which means you will actually get the skill set, get a lot of practice, and be able to build a portfolio while you are studying. And at the same time, we are also very interested in mentoring and getting you ready for the job market. And this is what kind of inspired this summit and helped us to work together with AIGENTS to provide a resource for you to start your data science career. So we've been talking about the skills that you require, how to be successful during the job process, and what it is actually like when you are working as a data scientist, whether it's for a bigger company or a startup. So today, our host is Robert from AIGENTS. Thank you and welcome, Robert, and I'll pass the floor to you.
Thank you, Lara. Hi, everyone. My name is Robert van Vlijmen. I'm the founder of AIGENTS, which is a career community for data scientists and machine learning engineers. And indeed, I will be your host tonight or this evening together with Lara. Yesterday, we talked about the different data science roles that are available, which coding skills are important, along with some other things. Today, we will focus more on like the non-technical skills, like leadership skills and other soft skills. Also, how do you get your dream job and what is it like working as a data scientist? You will find a complete overview of today's program on our event website. I will share it. I will share the link in the chat in a moment. Mind that if you have any question for the speakers, please use the Q&A. And when you have a more general question where you would like to have an answer or feedback from the audience or other attendees, please use the chat for this. We will start with a short workshop on leadership skills for data scientists, of course, presented by Alper Utku. Alper is the president of the European Leadership University, which is one of the organizers of this event. So Alper, the screen is yours.
Sorry. Thanks, Robert. Great to be with you, and great to have all of you here. I think joining from different parts of the world, not only Netherlands, but really, different continents. So I'd like to talk about leadership skills for data science, and actually, I want to emphasize leadership skills is as critical as the professional skills in data science field. And to be honest, my intention is to make this interactive with you, with all of our attendees. So what I would like to propose to you is, I think, first of all, look at leadership as from a different perspective. This is how we do it in European Leadership University. This is why we have it in the name. We look at leadership not from a power and authority perspective, not from a getting things done perspective, but we look at leadership more from a relational perspective. And we try to improve ourselves in different levels of relationships that we engage, and that when we are good and skilled in our engagement, when we are conscious and capable and aware in these relationships as data scientists, that makes us a leader. This is what we believe. So I want to make this a little bit concrete. As a data scientist, as a future aspiring data scientist, a data professional, you will be engaging relationships at different levels. So definitely starting with yourself. So your self relationship awareness is important, which you will use at other levels like one-to-one when you work with your colleagues. So we call this one-to-one leadership. There are different skills required there. Then you will have groups like teams. There are different team leadership skills and competencies that you require. This is also very important for us. Then you can go beyond the teams that you operate or groups, which I call the organizational skills. Um, so the way you engage with the organization is also another way of leadership. So it doesn't have to, you don't have to be a CEO to have an organizational leadership. Actually, the way you become a consultant, trust advisor, we will talk more about that. That actually makes you a leader, your awareness, consciousness. And finally, the community leadership we talk about, and data science, we talked about it yesterday, is a community of practice. And how you engage with that community of practice with different thought leadership practices is actually very, very critical. So what I would like to define, what I want to ask to you at the moment, and you can write in the chat screen your feedback. Why do we need leadership skills in data science? Maybe a few sentences from the perspective that leadership is engaging on this one-to-one, team, organization, and community level relationships. Why do we need to have these leadership skills in data science field? Maybe I can have some feedback from you, from the team. So okay, so I think, yeah, what I'm hearing is like communication is critical, because we have to communicate our work, our findings. We have to, our ideas, our insights from the data work. And sometimes we need to sell and these idea, and we influence stakeholders, enable them to for certain decisions. Fantastic. And I think also we have to work as some of the people, like get problem and results to clear to stakeholders, sometimes a colleague, sometimes a team, sometimes a organizational level person. So stakeholders management at different levels is very, very critical. And so which we can use for collaboration. That I'm reading what you're saying. These are not my things. It's wonderful to read all of those. So you can use it for collaboration, and which is a very critical skill in this time. Yes, absolutely. Connection with people, especially using different forms of connection, is great. That's fantastic. So what I'm going to do with you, I think I love how you are contributing. I have created a board for you. This board is where this is something I want to do it a little bit more interactive, encourage from your speed of interaction, the quality of your input. So what I will do, I will share a link with you on a board that I have created for you. That link, please look at the chat screen and just click on the link that I'm going to share with you. And this is a link that on a board that I created. And let's do also, let's leave something behind from this workshop together in the next maybe 10 minutes, very, very quickly. So let's see whether you can, so I can see you coming on the board. You will see, yeah, wonderful. So yeah, just come on the board. So you will see like post-its on the board. What I'm inviting you to do is actually, I want to share my screen at the same time. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so can you, I think you should be able to see my screen. Lara, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can perfectly see your screen.
Okay, perfect. So what I invite you to do, like we will have like 1 minute for each time, is I will have a timer. So we'll start with self-leadership. Try to write on this board from this one-to-one and self-leadership, mainly one-to-one, but also a little bit self. What are the leadership skills from a relational context for a data scientist that are critical? Write it on the post-its that I've already created for you to save time. So you already mentioned like things like communication or other things. I'm curious to have all of your contributions. Start writing on it. I started the timer. It's 1 minute. So I can see you working like a beehive. Wonderful. Yeah. Whoa, it's so fast. Beautiful. So I'm reading resilience, creativity, reflection, patience, discipline, communication, ideation, continuous learning, negotiation, pragmatism, empathy, time management. Wonderful. So last 10 seconds. Yeah, I think this is great. Yeah. So the time is up. I think you can contribute forever. I think I see like teaching, developing patience, creativity, as you are seeing on the board, discipline, empathy. I think one of the ways that we coin at the one-to-one level, at the self-leadership level, all the things that you have created under a bundle of skills, which we call coaching. So I recommend you as data scientists, which involves the communication, reflection, patience, discipline, empathy, pragmatism, so lots of things you've created, and interpersonal communication. It's a wonderful bundle of that. So I strongly encourage you at the one-to-one level, having the coaching mindset, having the coaching skills to use at all levels of your one-to-one communication. As a data scientist, we teach this in our program, we practice this in our program, and it becomes almost an ethos of how we communicate, even not one-to-one, even with ourselves, with a coaching mindset. How can you communicate with yourself? So that's great. So that's an outcome. I can see you now coming to the team leadership. Yeah, let's go on the team leadership. So when you engage with a group of people, with a team, what are the skills that you would envision that we would need? So I'm starting the timer. So yeah, situational intelligence, inspirational speaking, team motivation, again, empathy, yes, active listening, wonderful, which we could put on the other side. Conflict resolution, yes, yeah, finding, sacrificing for the team. Oh wow, yeah, sacrifice, giving from yourself, and knowledge sharing. I can see it coming. And yeah, trust, absolutely. I think we could put trust also on the other side again. As a common value, strong overview of available skills, so understanding the capacity, recognizing talent management, emotional intelligence, negotiation, patience. So yeah, wonderful. So yeah, it's the end of 1 minute. Absolutely, I think we have great input from you. I think what we do in the team level is we take our coaching mindset to the team level. When we engage with teams, we need an approach which gives us just a little bit structure, but also enough room for creativity and emergence. So we can coin it as a group way of coaching, but another way of putting that is facilitation. So if you want to do well in data science and work with groups, definitely on a virtual or physical sense, I strongly encourage you to work on your facilitation skills. So the facilitation skills is the ways to bring the voice of your team, to get their input, but also produce something together in different settings. All right. So let's go on to organization leadership. So organization is much abstract construct. So what are the skills that we need with you to engage with the greater organization, with a company, with a firm, either as a freelancer, as a consultant, or some a data scientist working in the organization? So I'm curious about your ideas. You've been doing great so far. Yeah, let's see. So let's go to the organization leadership side. Seeing the big picture, yes, strategic vision, work, kind of building the culture, creating confidence, again, patience, and then again, vision, putting a convincing argument for the organization, motivating, a greater organization, influencing and getting people on the same page. Yes, understanding the needs of the organization, the requirements, understanding the links, the connections between different parts and different departments. Yes, I can see you. Yes, fantastic. And understanding the business acumen, right? Yeah, super cool. And let's see what else. Domain expertise. Yes. So with the domain expertise, you will become, you will gain trust on your professional skills. Yes, these are great. So we coined all of these skills that you have just shared as being as a trusted advisor under the consultancy skills. Whether you are an internal person or an external person, engaging as an organizational consultant with a trusted advisor mindset is a very critical skill for data science for all the reasons that you have shared in the beginning. And finally, so you want to take your word out to the community, you want to contribute to the community. This is the community leadership, which is I mean, like the thought leadership, sharing with the practice. What are the skills you think you need as a data scientist? So let's start the timer again. So yeah, again, so you can do mentoring for young data scientists. For example, I can see that learning to have simplified communication, both in writing and verbal, yes, and having the drive to share knowledge, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. The community leadership is simply sharing knowledge, learning with the community, absolutely. And having transparency, so not keeping things for yourself, but again, it's a part of the sharing, yes. And yeah, different communication keeps coming up with from other inputs, and also actually as a member of a community of practice, can you create frameworks, can you create models to make people understand the complex issues? Absolutely, that's the thought leadership. Actually, that's a one version of thought leadership. Yes, I think, yeah, I think we cover everything you have just said, simply under the thought leadership. So blog writing and producing videos and doing webinars and summits, sharing your knowledge, producing models, theories are all part of the community leadership. So in the last 1 minute I think I'd like to thank to you all before I summarize what we have covered from a leadership skills perspective. So with your collective support, what we have done, we have looked at leadership skills for data science from 4 levels of engaging into relationships. One is one-to-one and self. So the coaching mindset is very critical here. We encourage you. The second one is team group level. So facilitation is important. So we need to be good facilitators of groups. At the organization level, learning to be a trusted advisor, a consultant is important. So consulting skills becomes the paramount for the organizational leadership. And finally, for the community leadership, any thought leadership practices of writing, producing, and sharing knowledge is absolutely important. So I give it back to you, Lara, with this wonderful group.
Thank you, Alper. And I think it's excellent to get all your ideas from the audience. And I hope you also enjoyed working with this tool on Mural. Now, Alper, before we move on to the next session, I just want to take maybe 1 minute to ask you a question. I think together with the knowledge of the group, we have highlighted so many different skills that people see are necessary as a data scientist. But do you have any advice on how to kind of develop these skills? Don't you think it's maybe important, for example, how can we start applying them in our workplace, or developing these leadership skills that are necessary?
Well, I think the best starting point is, and I think which will be a center point of your growth is first of all having the growth mindset. So take everything as a learning opportunity, and take this growth mindset to build these new skills. And where I started in my career and practice is with the coaching. So I think when you start with coaching, I think then you can expand this coaching mindset and skills to broader settings like teams and organizations and even community. So, so I think this would be my starting point. Then I would start practicing the skills that I've learned on coaching with the groups, with organizations, with clients, in every possible occasion, and then define my next stage after that. So we have one of the models that we use with our data scientists is the GROW model of coaching. So that's a very simple open source model. So you can go and learn that, and you can use GROW model everywhere. So I think that would be my simplest starting point. Learn coaching, practice coaching, one-to-one, team, and organizations.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for making it so interactive. Everyone, if you do have specific questions to Alper, leave them in the Q&A, and maybe Alper, you can stay around a little bit and also answer
I will be happy to answer them.
Wonderful, some of the questions in writing.